Economics of rearing cow in India. How it is important, what is actually the cost and what is the revenue, how it is beneficial. So all those things we will cover, including some of the national economics. Yes, ma'am. Let's go to the first slide. Here we are talking about the buffalo. While the topic is on the cow, we are talking on the buffalo. Why? Because there was a time when we were in the 2017 figure. This figure is old, but anyway, current figure is with me. This 2017, the situation was that we had 50% buffaloes and 50% cows in India. And most of the cows, most of the buffaloes are situated in the southeastern countries. And India is the prime country which holds the buffaloes. But now the buffalo population has reduced from 113 million in 2017. It has reached to 109 million in 2021. So this is the figure. And if we look at the countries which are having these buffaloes, which are China next to us, and far lower, Pakistan, Nepal, Myanmar, while there are certain countries which are reducing buffalo populations. Philippines is one which is reducing the buffalo population. Indonesia is reducing buffalo population to the fullest, about 40% they are reducing. Similarly, Sri Lanka. So you will find that there is a no slaughter ban on the buffaloes. That is why the buffalo population is reducing, and it is not generally affecting the milk yield in the country, because only the non-productive buffaloes are being used into the slaughter and meat export or meat consumption. So this is what is the figure for the buffalo concern. Now we'll go and talk only about the cows in this presentation. These are the major countries which are major producer of the cow milk in the world. And you will see, just leave the EU-27. EU-27 is a congregation of many countries. So as such, we are not considering it as one country. So it will not come into the comparison. But yes, USA, India, China, Russia. So you will see, while India is the highest milk producer in the world, India is the second milk producer in the world for the cow milk is concerned. And it is going hand in hand with the USA. And after some time, you will find that India will be almost equal, or India will be maybe surpassing the USA cow milk production. And it will happen. There is a reason behind that. My next topic, which will be in the February, on 3rd of February, I'm talking on the global warming and how to reduce the methane emission from the dairy farming. So there this will be covered, that why I'm telling that India will surpass USA while when we are talking about the cow milk production at the world level. So we will be at that time, maybe it may take about 2 to 5 years, that we will be the world leader in the cow milk production as well. And we are world leader in the milk production in the world. Here onward, we are talking about the economics of what is the economics and how it is added to the national GDP. You will see in this slide that the orange color, orange colors indicates the livestock contribution to the GDP, Indian GDP, and the blue one is for the milk, which is contributing to the GDP. And you will find that in 1920, we have reached to the level of about 12.6 lakh crores, which the livestock is giving a contribution to the national GDP, where the milk alone is giving 8.39 lakh crores rupees. And this is figure of 1920. So look at how we are growing. As our economy is growing, the GDP contribution of livestock has never stopped. It is growing day by day, year by year, and so as the milk. So you will see we will be about somewhere about 75%, 70 to 75% contributing in the livestock population, which is a part of the GDP, of national GDP. Livestock population is a part of the agricultural GDP of the nation, which is about 4% only for the national GDP, while the livestock contributes about 60% of the agricultural GDP. And out of that, we are having this figure. And a time will come that you will see with the figure that mostly the milk is increasing at a higher rate while the agriculture. And that is how we are expecting that this gap between the agriculture, the livestock, and in the milk will be reduced year by year. But currently, yes, 8.4 lakh crore is coming from milk to the GDP. This denotes the per animal per day production. This is the averaging of entire country animals. It includes all varieties of animals like exotic cows. Exotic cows are pure bred cows, those who are not our breeds, those who are foreign breeds like HF and Jersey. If they are pure breeds, 100% pure, so their average yield per day is 9.15 liters, 9.15 kg per day. If it is a crossbreed from the Jersey and HF, so we have the average of 7.22 kg per day. And indigenous buffaloes are Murrah buffaloes and all buffaloes which have been described, which has been described, which character has been found, which genome has been recorded. So these are called indigenous buffaloes. Indigenous buffaloes are having 6.41 kg per day, while non-descript buffaloes, which are maybe the forest buffaloes, which are wild buffaloes, they are having only their genome is not described. We have not categorized them into some of the breeds. It is called the non-descript buffaloes, and their production is 4.13 kg per day. Similarly, with the indigenous cows and non-descript cows. So what we want to show over here, that we are moving, if you look at the 20 census, livestock census 2021, you will find that we are moving from the non-descript animal to the descript animal. We are moving from the indigenous cows to the crossbred cows, and most of the exotic cows, number of exotic cows and crossbred cows are increasing at a much higher rate considered to the non-descript cow. Here we are describing that how it is affecting our economy. About 20.5 million people livelihood depend on the livestock. Livestock could be goat, could be sheep, could be wool, could be meat, could be eggs, poultry, pork, anything, and milk as well. And this is the livelihood for 2/3 of rural community, and then it provides the employment to the 8.8% of the population of the country. And livestock sector contributes 4.11 in the national GDP, while 25.6% to the agriculture GDP. So this is how our position, livestock position in the country. While if you talk of the dairy alone in the agriculture, it is 67% coming from the dairy. That's what I was telling about, that a time will come that most of the share from the agriculture GDP being contributed to the national GDP will be coming from the dairy. India is world highest livestock owner, and we have about 535 million population, of which 109.85 million is the buffaloes. You can roughly call 110 million buffaloes and 192 million cattle. So this is from the 19th livestock census 2020. Now economics. What we are talking about, the cow rearing provides regular remunerative income. It is 365 days business. Every day cow gives the milk, day and morning and evening, and the farmer is selling to the nearby dairy societies or maybe the private private dairy companies, and they are earning money. So this is a regular remunerative income for 365 days against the seasonal and unsecured 180 days income through the agriculture. Agriculture will not give the steady income throughout the year. Sometimes it is always, most of the time, undulating, and most of the time depending on the natural calamities, depending on the nature favoring to the agriculture. It is a seasonal as well, while the dairy is not a seasonal business. Average annual productivity of cattle in India during 1920 is about 4.86 kg per day. And this is how we are comparing ourselves. We are going from 2.5 kg per day during 2016-17. Now we have reached to the 4.86 kg per day. And now look at the world figure, 7.4 kg per day. So we are almost about 60-65% as when we are talking about the world average. We are not talking about the developed countries average, like Danish average, Brazilian average, Israeli average, USA average. We are not talking about the developed countries who are developed countries for the milk. We are talking about the world average, and that is 7.4 kg per day. Average productivity increased. This is a very fantastic figure. Generally, what we are increasing at the rate of 4.66% year to year. If you take the base year as 13-14, so by 1920 we have grown as 4.66%. The productivity means the milk productivity. Source we have taken from PIV, Government of India, press releases. So mostly in our slide, you will see the source is highlighted. When we are talking about the world average, that we are reaching about 60% of the world average, it is the FAO statistics, taken from FAO statistics. We will be talking something around the economics, around the costing, and finally we will reach to a slide where we will be comparing penny-wise how the cow rearing is beneficial to a person or a farmer or a businessman. So these are the factors affecting the cost and revenue. Look at the cost side first. I hope I'm clear and I'm audible to the people. Ma'am, is it okay? Hello? Hello? Okay. Hello? 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 Madam Rajni? Okay. Let's continue on this, the cost factor. The cost is location of the farm. Where the farm is located, the costing or budgeting or the money involved in setting the farm will depend on the economy of that area. Suppose that area is very developed. Suppose the farm is being set up very near to the city. So obviously all cost will jump, like land cost And like every material cost will jump. Suppose it is in the rural area, the land cost will not be so much. So it depends. These are the factors that affect generally the costing when we establish a cow dairy farm. So like type of animal, suppose you want to keep all the exotic animals, obviously the cost will be hooping up. And if you go for the crossbreeding animals, obviously the cost will come to the middle. And if you want to go with the only indigenous breeds, again the cost will jump. Nowadays there is a high demand for the indigenous breeds. So it depends on the type of animal. Are you keeping buffaloes? Are you keeping cows along with the buffalo? Are you keeping only cows? Are you keeping only indigenous breeds? All these are the factors that affect the costing for a cow. Distance of the fodderland. Every day the fodder has to travel to the farm, from the fodder farm to the cow farm. So obviously that kind of logistic cost will matter, and it will increase the cost for setting up a farm. Level of automation. Suppose you want to go for 100% automation, want to go for 50% automation, want to just go for 100% manual operation. So it all depends that what is you are planning. Accordingly, the cost will vary. Accordingly, the cost will go up or go down. The farm products, what are the farm products? Are they the innovative products? So that there is a very high demand for the innovative products. There is a niche market for that, and you are able to market that. So that depends on that how much you will be able to produce, how much you will be able to sell, and accordingly it will affect the revenue as well. So look at the revenue side. Suppose the market type. What kind of market? It is a elite market. It is a general market. What are the products already in the market? Your product is matching with that, or your product is a unique product. You have a USP. So all these things matter when we are going to establish a dairy farm and we are going to do the dairy business. Similarly, cost center management. The logistic management. Suppose your market is too far, so your logistic management is going to be very serious, and it is going to eat up your money. So cost center, management is important. Which are my cost centers? Where I am losing, where I am gaining. If we are able to manage that, so obviously our cost will, our revenue will be more, and as well as the margin will increase. Animal management, very important. Are you losing the animal? The animals are healthy or not? Are you losing, or they are going very well? So all these things matters. How much you are stocking the feed and fodder? Is it you are stocking at the time when these are available? And own manufacturing, is it your own manufacturing, or you are buying from the market? If you are buying from the market, you are going to pay high. So all these things, do you have an efficient plant? Do you have an efficient machinery to manage your value-added dairy products? So all these things are the factors which affect the costing when we go for the dairy. These are the assumptions. Generally, when we talk to our clients, generally they have varied assumptions. Somebody will say, sir, I will be doing only in the temporary shade. I'm not going to tie the animal under any shade. There will be temporary shade available. If the animal want to go to that, it's okay. Otherwise, I'm not going to do. I will be doing on the thatch shed. So it is your suit way, correct. But ultimately, the animal comfort is most important. If the animal is comfortable, animal is going to yield the milk. If animal is under stress, it could be heat stress, it could be cold stress. Any stress will reduce the milk production. Milk production is a kind of regular, normal, physiological activity, and that will be affected by any of the stress. As in our life also, our productivity, our activity, our performance is affected when we are somewhere into the stress. Good shade, I will be having good shade. I'll be having POF. I'll having asbestos. roofing, fiber sheet roofing, all kind of things. These are our assumptions. Generally, people come with these kind of ideas, but they have to derive a middle way, looking to their resources, looking to their interests, looking to their where they want to go. How do they want to look into the market if they come to the dairy business or farm business? I want to keep only cows, not the heifers. Heifers I'll be selling, or I'll be buying 50% cows and 50% heifers. I'll be making these heifers as a cow and we'll do the dairy. So all these assumptions, I'll be buying pregnant, undelivered cow. They're very, very cheap. The moment the cow delivers, the cost jumps manifold. Suppose a cow delivered recently having a female calf under it, so it will be costing not less than 70,000 rupees if it is yielding about 15 to 16 liter or 20 liter of milk. If it is not delivered, the same cow will be costing about 55,000 rupees because it is not calved. Nobody knows whether it is female or male calf is coming. So we have to make our strategies, what we are going to have, how we are going to, which are our selection, which are our criteria for assumptions, what are our assumptions, should we modify our assumptions looking to this. Assumptions are further continued, which affect the cost is the key mix of the cow and buffalo. Have only indigenous cows. That's what we discussed. Manufacturing feed and cultivating fodder. I'll be doing. No, I will not be doing. I'll be getting from the market. I don't have the fodder land. So cost will vary a lot into this. And once the cost increases, your revenue obviously is going to be affected. Have trained my own person for first aid and AI. Or no, I'll be getting regularly these services from the veterinarian. So there will be a lot of differences if our assumptions are changed. We have come to a figure. We have come to a slide. Hello? 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 Hello, ma'am? Okay. I think it's being recorded, but anyway, let's see. Look at this slide. Look at this slide. And here we are talking about, we have taken example of taking one single cow and how much we are getting from a single cow. So that's what I'll be explaining. That's what I'll be explaining. Yeah, okay. So let's see. Hello, ma'am. Somebody is here on this? Okay, fine. So this slide is very important. This slide will show you that why a cow rearing is beneficial, how it is beneficial. We have considered here that a calf is born today and it is a female calf. So for 1 year, we have kept about 7,200 rupees at the rate of 40 rupees per day for 180 days. We have considered that it will be a kind of, we'll be taking this till 1 year, it will be costing about 7,200 rupees. Then from 1 year to 2.5 years, till it becomes mature, till it comes into heat, till it gets pregnant. So that time, from 1 to 2.5 years, is 1.5 years, we have to feed this animal. So we have calculated feed, fodder, labor, and miscellaneous, and it comes to about 25,505 rupees for 545 days, which is 1.5 year, means 365 days and plus 180 days. So that is how we have arrived that for 1 year, it was a calf. Either it has been born in my place or I have just bought a calf. So it will be about 3,000, 4,000 rupees, you can get a calf for a less than a month. And if you continue for 1 year, about 7,200 rupees, you will be incurring on the feeding of this calf or rearing of this calf. Then comes for this second, this one, that is from more than 1 year and up to 2.5 years, till it comes into heat, get pregnant. So that is about 25,505 rupees. So first lactation, now it has got pregnant and the calf is born. Calf is born at the age of 2.5 years. Generally in the crossbreeding, 24 months is the age of maturity. And we have taken 30 months just for that okay, by that time it will be calving. So we have considered that the cost will be, for this section, the third section, the cost will be 88,395. Then you come, calculate the total. For the first lactation, what is the cost? You take 7,200 rupees, add 25,500 rupees, and then add 88,395. So you get a figure of 1,21,100. Then you take the cost of 5 lactations. What we have considered here, the cow is going to give the milk only for 6 lactations. That is what we have considered. This is our assumption. So for 6 lactation, the total cost comes about 5,63,075 rupees. This 5,63,000 rupees we have earned as a cost. We have spent, invested as a cost. Now miscellaneous also we add on this something, and interest on the fixed asset. Whatever we have asset used, that the interest, etc., everything we have used into this. And our total cost for 6 lactation for a single cow comes to about 6,26,975 rupees. Now look at the revenue side. The revenue side is, it is the 6 lactation. So we have considered the milk is 12 liters per day. And the lactation we have taken only 300 days. Up to 300 days, it is giving 3,600 liter. And this 3,600 liter, it will give for 6 years. And then the cost will be 60 rupees, where 10 rupee will be the transport and admin. So after adding the transport and admin per liter of milk, we have added a very high figure, 10 rupees. What we have considered, that if we are able to sell the milk at 60 rupees per liter, that what will be our revenue? So it comes to around 12,96,000 rupees as a revenue. And then we are getting 6 calf. We have considered the okay, 3 calf will be female and 3 calf will be male. So that male calf will be sold at the rate of 5,000, because we generally sell the male calf at a younger age, because we need to feed them and they will become the bull and they fight, and there is a lot of losses in the animal once they become adult. So we are selling in the calf age only. So about 5,000 rupees per calf, we are getting 3 male calves, so 15,000 rupees. Value of 3 heifers is 25,000 rupees per heifer. We are selling after an age of 1.5 to 2 years. So we are getting generally at 75,000 rupees, 25,000 per heifer. And then compost, etc., we have also calculated that how many trolleys of compost will be available as per the dung availability, and how what will be the fodder silage. Suppose we are having, we are cultivating the fodder, so how much we would be able to sell. We have taken a bare minimum figure, and it comes to about, the total revenue comes to about 19 lakh rupees. Suppose this 19 lakh rupees is the revenue, and the cost is about 6,26,000 rupees. So what is the balance, that is the margin, and that margin is about 12,73,225, and this figure is for the 6 lactations. Let us calculate for single lactation. Single lactation, it comes to 2,12,204 rupees. Here we can see the revenue from milk is about 68%, and revenue from other farm item is 31%. So this is how the calculation is made, and finally we are arriving at a figure is 17,684 per month. The cow will give you a revenue after deducting all the costs. Even we have taken the cost on the fixed asset. Even we have taken the miscellaneous cost and administration cost. All those things we have taken, and that comes to about 17,600 rupees, 17,700 rupees. The cow will be giving per month. So this is how we say the rearing cow is beneficial. Many a time people call us and ask us, suppose, sir, I want to go for 20 cow farm. What will be my cost? 30 cow, what will be my? So we have calculated for 30 animal, and the cost comes about 33 lakh rupees for the capital cost. And we have calculated for the recurring plus fixed plus working capital cost, it comes to about 10.09 lakhs. So if you add both the things, you are getting about 43 lakh rupees as the requirement for the capital cost, for the recurring cost, and for the fixed cost and working capital cost. If you calculate, the thumb rule comes, then 1.4 lakh per animal will be your investment, and that is required to enter into a farm business if you are going for the technically sound farm where all the costs are captured, where all the revenues are captured. So this is what my presentation is, and I wanted to sum up. While summing up, we have discussed today that livestock is very important because it is covering our rural population, 2/3 of the rural population of India, and we cannot take any decision where there is any damage or any reduction or any kind of setback to the livestock of our country. And that is the reason India has recently refused signing the methane pledge, and it has very clearly said it is going to affect the vast population of India. So we have to reconsider on that. So which country is the highest cow milk producer? We have discussed that currently US, but tomorrow we will be surpassing US because our rate of increase for the cow milk production is more compared to the other countries. So we'll be jumping up. We either will be equal to the US or will be becoming more. Contribution of milk in GDP, we have seen that how we are contributing. About 8.5 lakh crores is coming from the milk only in the Indian economy. And factors affecting the cost and revenue that we have discussed at length, that unless you decide your assumptions and factors, you will be always into up and down situation while calculating the budget for setting up a farm or dairy business. What is the lump sum cost? That also we have shown that it will be 1.4 lakh per animal. Suppose you want to go for 30 animal, you multiply for 1.4 lakh. Earlier it was 1.2 lakh. Till 17, the figure was coming about 1.2 lakh, 1.25 lakh. Now it has reached to 1.4 lakh. So that much you have to multiply, and you can see that that is the revenue, that is the money involved for setting up a technically sound and animal comfortable farm business. And why should we opt for rearing a cow of India? That I have already calculated, and we have shown you in this figure that about 18,000 rupees per month a cow will provide you. And this is how. If any queries are there, I would love to answer those queries. Hello. Hello, ma'am.
Thank you, Dr. Shrivastava, for a very detailed presentation.
Yes.
I'll take up questions.
Yes, ma'am.
The first question is, what affected the costing? What affects the costing of cow rearing?
Yeah, our assumptions and many other things. Assumption is one that what I want. Means I will go like this. That is my assumption. Somebody else's assumption will be different. Like I'll be not having a pakka floor. Others will say, no, I'm not going to have a shade. No, I'm going only for the indigenous cows. So these are our preferences that makes our assumption. Another thing, that where this farm is located, it's not in my hand. Suppose my farm is located very near to a developed city, like near Bangalore. So your cost will be whooping for the land cost, for the material cost, for the labor cost, for vehicle cost, everything. And once it is in the hinterland area, smaller place, so the cost will differ. So these are the factors they affect. We have discussed at length that what are the factors and what is our assumptions. Sometimes clients come in with a lot of fantasy. So 100% automated farm I want to open for 30 animals. Even manual farm will not be positive in 20-30 animals unless you are very cautious and very business minded person. You will not be able, unless you capture all the revenues and all the costs, you will not be into the profit. How can a total automated system will work in 30 animals? So sometimes our assumptions really put a setback on our this thing, total revenue or total cost or total investment. So these are the factors which we have discussed recently. You can show the slide again once. These are the assumptions. Because people's fantasy is different. They want this kind of, I want my farm to look like a picnic spot. Okay, fine. You are going to join with the humans with the animal. Animal will not be comfortable. But it's your choice. But you are going to make a loss. So these are the assumptions which we discussed. And these are the factors which we discussed which affect the cost and affect the revenue. Yes, ma'am?
Okay. Next question is, which country is the highest producer of cow milk in India? In the world, sorry.
Currently, US in the world, but there are chances that we will be very close to the US in a few years. Maybe 3 years, I believe that we'll be at par with the US because they are somewhere in the 104, 109, yeah, 102 liters, 102 million tons, and we are 96 million tons. So we are not very far. So time is not, because our cow population is increasing. If you look at the 19 census, 19 livestock census, so our cow population is increasing because there is a ban on the slaughter. As well as people have realized that non-descript cows are not so productive, so we'll go for the crossbred and exotic cows. And that shift is already looking into the census report. So once this happens and this continues, which is being continuous for 13-14, so now it is going to be 10 years. by this year. So there are chances that will be very close to the US or will be equal to the US. Currently, it is the US which is the highest cow milk producer. But if you talk of the milk, which includes all the milk, buffalo, goat, sheep, camel, everything including, in all the countries of the world, we are the top producer of the milk. And that is for past 14 years, we are the top producer of the milk. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And what will be the tentative cost for establishing a cow farm?
That we discussed that earlier it was 1.25 lakhs per animal. But now it has grown up to about 1.4 lakh per animal. Suppose you want to have 10 animal farm, multiply with 1.4. For having 50 animal farm, 50 multiplied by 1.4. This much funds you should keep ready for going into the business, either on the loan or your own this thing. But this is the figure that is required for the capital farm. 77% of this will be used for the capital investment, and 23% will be used for the recurring fixed and working cost investment. So these are the figures we highlighted for the purpose of the listeners. They will be very comfortable to know about that, because most of the clients, they ask this question, that what you give me a thumb rule. So this is a thumb rule per animal. Now it has grown because of the cost of feed has gone very high, and fodder also is costly nowadays. And feed ingredients are, each ingredient is going to be is costlier. So cost has increased. So it has come to 1.4 lakh per animal. You can multiply this figure with number of animals you want to establish. Wow. Yeah.
Okay. Next question is, should we keep buffaloes along with farm, and why?
Yeah, keeping buffalo along with the cow is most important. While many of the people, they will say, no, we don't want buffaloes. We only want cows. See, there is a restriction. There are 3 points into this. The first point, there is natural restriction that you cannot keep buffaloes in the farm if you are living in a colder place. If the place has lower temperature, general temperature is lower than 40 round the year, buffalo will not attain the game. This is one. The second thing, milk is purchased or traded in the dairy business based on the total solids. Buffalo has got total solid of about to 15 to 16%, 18%. While the cow is having the total solid of 12%. So once there is a mixture of cow and buffalo milk together, it reaches to somewhere 14 to 15% of the total solid. And that gives a good price in the market. So that is the reason, ideally, buffalo and cow, a mix should be planned for the dairy farm, if the climate permits. The point number one. The third point is that the buffaloes, here the population is the Indian population moving from the non-discrete buffalo to the discrete buffalo, and everybody want Murrah buffalo. So there has to be a saver for the Murrah buffalo to live in the country, because its population is reduced from 113 million. It has come down to 109 million. So if we rear some of the buffaloes along with the cow, it is beneficial to get the good price. It is beneficial to rear the buffaloes and maintain the buffalo population in the country. So yes, it is required to ideally like that. But if you want to rear in a hilly area, the buffalo will not take that growth, but buffalo will not give that much milk. So that is the problem. Generally, buffalo comes in heat after 3 years and a calf around 4 years, while the cow gives birth around 2.5 years. So this kind of mismatch we have to maintain. So few number of buffaloes, like suppose you are having 20 animals, 5 animals keep buffalo, 15 cows, and you see the benefit. So your milk will be priced at a very high, and you will be able to sell in the market. Even the value-added products also, because the total solid, whatever product you manufacture, total solid matters. You need not to add powder into that to maintain the FSSAI's regulations, standards. If you keep few buffaloes in the farm, so that is the reason generally people keep few of the buffaloes and more number of cows in the farm. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And next question is, what are the costs included in capital costs?
Yes, it's a good question. See, we generally talk, whenever we are talking about the dairy business, and people are mostly interested to know about that, what will be my cost for opening a dairy business, starting a dairy business. I'm a new entrepreneur. So what will be my cost? So generally it comes like this. So we are taking the animal cost, we are taking the building cost. Animal cost also generally, if you are going to having a mixed match of adult cows as well as heifers, heifers are the boons, I tell you. If a dairy business person starts with the heifer, he will grow little slower. But whatever cow he will get from the farm, from these heifers, after rearing them for 1 year or 1.5 years, they will be the perfect cows. They will have good genitalia developed, and they will have good milk production capacity. Very high immunity for the diseases. So if you are going with the farm developed heifers, those cows are always better than taken from the farmers, because farmer may not be feeding a balanced diet. Farmer may not be having that much resources to feed them properly. Yes, but farmer goes for the grazing, and that is a boon in those animals. So we have to select. Generally, the wise budding dairy entrepreneurs, they will opt for few of the about 75% of the adult cows with the litter, means with the calf, female or male, and 25% of the heifers along with them. Because these 25% heifers would not cost anything once you are going to rear about 20-30 animals. And they will be just without of cost, they will become cow. And they will be the best cows of your farm. So that is why we always say that the animal cost should be divided into two parts. 75% for the adult animals and 25% for the buying good heifers and rearing them to become cow. So this is animal cost. Second cost is the building cost. Where the animal will be, where their fodder will be stored, where their feed will be stored, where I'm going to store the milk. So all these require building. So those building cost is also important. Land cost is very important. And pump water is very important. Without water, you can't go for that. So these are the capital cost, one-time investment. Suppose why they are capital costs? Because it is the one time, at the time of establishing this thing, these are required. Later on, the recurring cost takes care of that. Other things, running the farm, electric connection. You need to have a transformer, you need to have a power connection, you need to have a DG set, you need to have certain equipment initially only, like milking equipment, like the hose pump, like the pressure pump, and the hose pipe, even the motor for cleaning the shed and all those things. So water connection, power connection, building, animals cost, and the fodder storage, most important. Either you go for the silage making, you go for the ingredients storing. See, agriculture is a seasonal thing. Suppose you want to buy the maize for the farm, for manufacturing the cattle feed, you should buy at the time when the maize is being harvested. The cost will be lowest at that time. If you want to buy in a season when the harvesting is a very long process, because it has just started. The corn has just started growing. So that time the cost will be too high. So generally the farm owner, they stock the these kind of ingredients of the cattle feed to make their cost low. So storage is important. Like that we call it inventory. You should keep some inventory at least for the 3 months for feeding the cows. So these are the costs which we call as a capital cost. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Next question is,
Yeah.
why the buffalo population is decreasing in India?
Buffalo population is decreasing in India because of our own policies. Because there was a time when both the population, buffalo and cow population, you take from 13, 14, even 2012 onward, 2012, 13, 2013, 14 onward, you will see that the population was hand in hand, means both were almost equal. When there was 500 million cattle, we were considering 250 million buffaloes and 250 million cows, like that. But now the disbalance has started. There is a reason that there is a no ban on the buffalo slaughter, and there is a ban on the cow slaughter. So what is happening is, slowly and slowly, buffalo number is going down. Of course, the non-discrete buffaloes are generally being used for the slaughter and meat purpose. But once the cow slaughter is rampant, I mean, cow slaughter ban is rampant. Most of the states are following that, the government decision, central government decision, that we will not slaughter our cows. They are our worshipping animals. So obviously, this kind of disbalance will come, and it is going on, and it is showing now. After this 2021 figure, we are getting it that yes, the number of buffaloes are reducing and number of cows are increasing. So purpose is, the reason is two. One is the slaughter is not banned on the buffaloes. Another is that slaughter is completely banned on the cows. So that's the reason it's being, And another reason for this is, most of the time, the farmer want to keep discrete buffaloes, the Murrah buffaloes, the Siroi buffaloes, the Mehsani buffaloes. Those breeds are already, which are described. Their character is described. Their milk yield is described. So they want to keep these buffaloes, and non-discrete buffaloes goes for the beef purpose. Yes.
Okay. Next question is, which is the best cow to rear?
Yes. The air is blowing towards the indigenous cows. Somebody has told that there is a A2 milk, there is a A1 milk. So now everybody is running behind the A2 milk, and there is another word very popular nowadays. It is called the organic milk. Okay, now. So it's a God gift that indigenous breeds have got A2 milk. Madam, A2 denotes some protein which is present in indigenous cows, which is not present in the foreign cows. So this A2, this protein is immunogenic protein. It provides some kind of support for fighting the diseases. And that is how this A2 word came. How it came, A2. When the nomenclature comes, the word country, they sit together and they decide which one will be A1 and A2. Since there is a majority of countries, they are rearing cows, they don't have buffaloes. The slide I showed in the beginning, that it's only the Southeast Asian countries, they are only having the buffalo. So all the Western countries, developed countries, European countries, they would not know about the benefit about the buffalo. So they are only having the cows. Their all data is dependent only on cow. So obviously, when the time came for nomenclature for A1 milk and A2 milk, considering that protein part, which is present in the indigenous cows, so they named for this kind of milk, as it is a lower number, lesser number, as A2. Otherwise, this could have been the A1 if the benefit is concerned. But anyway, it depends on the word forum who decides the nomenclature. So that is how the A2 was given, and now because of A2, there is a full swing. The Gir cow, which was originated from the Gir forest, right? And it was reared all over the Gujarat and that area, Maharashtra area. And now it is, it was selling about 40,000 rupees per cow. This I'm talking about 2010, 2009. Maybe between 5 to 10, you can consider about 30,000 cow is now selling about 1 lakh. Just because their milk is A2 milk. Look at the ghee. The ghee from the crossbreed is selling about 600 to 800 rupees, while the ghee from Gir, Sahiwal, Red Sindhi, Tharparkar, Angol is selling about 1,600 to 2,000 rupees a kg. So there is a thinking shift that we will get the A2. And there was an advertisement, some company was advertising that we are selling A2 ghee. It was banned. He was penalized. I will not name. The reason was ghee doesn't have any protein. 99.9% is a fat. It's called clarified butter. So all protein has been removed. But he was selling A2 ghee. There is no A2 ghee. It cannot be because it's related with the protein, not with the fat. So anyway, so it's a air blowing towards indigenous cows. Hence, if you have resources, if you can manage, indigenous cows managing is very easy, but cost is very high. You can rear indigenous cows. Otherwise, crossbred cows at the 50% blood level is always better for a dairy business farm. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So I'll take up now the last question, and we already crossed our time also. If highest cow yield is 9.5 or 7.22 kg per day, why have you taken the average per day production at 12 liters?
This is a good question. See, when we are talking of this per day, this slide. Sorry, just wait. This slide. This we are talking the India average, where 2 liter milk animal also is there, 10 liter animal also is there, 30 liter animal also is there. Everything mixed together. This is average. When we are talking at single cow, so obviously when you start the farm, generally cows are bought for the farm which is yielding more than 15 liter per day. It is a thumb rule. Less than that, people will not buy. 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 25, up to 30 liter. If the animals are giving, they will be bought for the farm. Because in the cost of rearing one cow, you can get the milk production of 2 cows. That is the purpose, right? We have taken minimum of that is 12 liter. Generally, in India, the farm average, the herd average milk production in India is about 11 to 12 liter. So what we have taken is 11 to 12 liter. So we have considered the 12 liter on that basis. While what you are asking is that 9 point, this is the exotic, and why we have taken this much. That is the India average, where all kind of exotic cows, all exotic cow will not give 30 liter. They will be giving sometime 10 liter, they will be giving sometime 12 liter, sometime 8 liter, because they are going to dry. So this is the year average, country average for all the animals. And when we are talking at the farm, in this slide, we are talking the selected animal. One animal we have selected, which is giving 12 liter of milk. And it is very common to find this animal. That's the reason we have taken. In other words, economics will not work if you go with the 7-8 liter of cow. It may not give you 18,000 rupees per month, but yes, it can give about 10,000 rupees per month or 11,000 rupees per month. There will be a dip in the margin. Yes. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Okay, Mr. Shrivastava, I don't see any more questions from our participants. So now we have come to end of question round. On behalf of agricultureinformation.com, I like to thank you for a very detailed presentation and answering all the questions in depth. And we also like to thank all the participants for joining this meeting. The meeting will now be closed.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much, ma'am. Thank you.
You are most welcome. Thank you.